Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video of Fox Flicks On True Green 7. Today we're gonna watch as he creates new regional forms for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Let's hop in and see which new Mond gets a new look. Now from the thumbnail, I could see that he turns Togepi into, I think, a poison type, because it kind of looked like a rotten egg.
Hey guys, Ron here, and welcome back to another installment of Pokemon Type Swap. This time I decided I was going to make some regional forms that could work for both my own fan-made future region and the Paldea region of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You guys know by now that instead of swapping Pokemon into random types that obliterate the entire design and concept of a Pokemon, I'm going to make sure to give these Type Swap regional variants backstories and make them actually work in the Pokemon world. And make sure to check out the previous part of mine to see some surprising regional forms like Dark Milotic and Fairy Phantom. I also want to make sure you know that if you support me on Patreon or become a member, you get a link to my Patreon and member Discord, where I give you access to the high-quality, backgroundless images of the Pokemon I make. Maybe that offer sounds good to your ears. At the very least, click the notification bell to know when the next art video comes out. Let's begin. So when I first saw the map of Paldea, the first location that stood out to me was this gloomy-looking bamboo forest. At least it looks like that to me. And I'm a big fan of bamboo forests, so I thought, wouldn't it be appropriate to finally showcase a native Pangoro? What if the Pangoro we see in Kalos is not the original Pangoro? It is more rowdy because its diet is more omnivorous, while the Pangoro in Paldea exclusively eat bamboo and are way more relaxed because of this. They also have plants growing on their back because of their sedentary life. They'll be grass fighting because when they're serious, they can still bust a move and have a unique fighting style using a bamboo shoot as a bow staff. Like all my type swaps, I'm beginning by tracing the proportions, because most regional forms are in the same exact pose as the original official art. Except for this one, because I cannot lie, we're simply making a sitting Pangoro. It'll have droopy eye patterns like real pandas, its hair will be more flowy instead of spiky, and it'll be totally chill. Its fur coattail will be wispier and made of plant life as well. Picture sloths in real life that can become green because they barely move and moss starts growing on their fur.
Oh yeah,
the rest of the body is literally the same, but he's holding a bamboo bow staff. A bamboo staff. And then I spent like 15 minutes trying to determine the perfect color scheme. I don't know how cool or warm the tone of the green should be. I naturally lean toward cooler tone green. That is so hard to say. I naturally lean towards
we all have that.
I naturally lean towards cooler toned green. But the personality would be conveyed better with a warmer green. In the end, it's very neutral. Here is Pangoro, the placid Pokemon, a fighting grass type. Pangoro can be found lounging in the bamboo forest of Paldea. Its diet consists almost entirely of bamboo, so to compensate for the lack of some nutrients, Pangoro must stay still and meditate for a majority of the day in order to conserve energy. This results in a calm nature and lack of anxiety in Paldean Pangoro. The only thing that angers them is the sight of the weak being taken advantage of. They do not tolerate bullying. If confronted with a bully, they will immediately rise from their leisurely rest and promptly wield their bamboo staff. They're greatly skilled in utilizing their staff in combat. Combined with their immense physical strength, Pangoro's staff assault can send a dump truck flying. It can sense its surroundings using the leaf coat on its back. They have the abilities Sap Sipper, Mold Breaker, and Unburden. It has a signature move called Bamboo Beatdown, a 90 base power move that is a fighting type move that also deals grass type damage. Pangoro is one of my favorite Pokemon, so making it green and chill would make it go from my 10th favorite to my 7th favorite. I'm very proud of this one. It's an idea I had since regional forms were introduced, and I finally got to see it fully realized.
I really like this
Now I want to turn a classic Pokemon into a classic concept. I love making evil Pokemon versions of fairy types and vice versa. In fact, this won't be the only one in this video. Since I started this series, I've always wanted to make a regional Togepi based on a rotten egg. What if this Togepi hatches too late and becomes toxic? It'll look mean and disgusting.
Oh, I knew it would become a poison type.
We'll take inspiration from this iconic evil Togepi face from the anime too. I mean, the eggshell is just going to be the same, so just a round egg. I added the signature toge, or spikes in Japanese. Devilish face and cracked egg, but realized it's literally just an angry Togepi. What's the difference in evolution here? So I decided since this is a defected Togepi, how about its spikes never fully bloomed when it hatches? Since when a Togepi hatches, its spikes face inward for a few seconds before combing outwards. It also makes the egg look more evil somehow. Then the rest is the same,
kind
but
of.
with an inverse pattern.
stacked
I finally
tail.
added some cracked eggshell on it.
Like
so
Vegeta!
it's not
There
clean
you
and
go.
proper. It doesn't care about cleanliness. Then I gave it this disgusting green color. I rarely use the word disgusting and green in the same sentence. The patterns are secondary colors instead of primary. Beware, Togepi, the rotten Pokemon.
I love
a poison
it.
dark type. When pollution and heat surrounds a Togepi egg, it hatches without hope and luck. The shell is filled with despair. Togepi is said to be an omen of sadness. It is
Ooh,
fueled
I
by
would
anguish
love to
and pulls
see its
practical jokes on its
evolutionary
enemies.
line.
It does not actually have the power to cause harm, but wishes to do so. In the past, people would secretly place a Togepi in the vicinity of their enemies in order to conjure bad luck. Folktales of this Pokemon's bad luck have led it to be mistreated, but it is in fact very loyal to its friends. It will consume garbage, keeping its surroundings clean as a result. The spikes on its head are
Nice.
very poisonous. It has the abilities Hustle, Poison Point, and Weak Armor. This has
Not
been
bad.
another Pokemon I wanted to create for a long time. It's just an obvious idea. The Togekiss lines are practically angels, so I wanted to contrast absolute good with Pokemon that sound like they're truly evil. This Togepi may be the most malicious Pokemon in existence,
like this
which is super
Togepi.
funny to me.
Oh, wait, what was its fun? Oh, crap. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that.
I said we'd get more evil doppelgangers, so here it is. Cutiefly is one of the cutest Pokemon in existence, one of my favorites. I wondered what if Cutiefly was a nuisance and aggressive and evolved into a completely different Pokemon, something quite the opposite of Ribombee. The Cutiefly
what?
line is based on the Beefly, specifically the cuter genus of Beeflies like this one. So how about I base my regional Beefly on
Okay.
the darker species and make it evolve into a more
Oh,
intimidating
God.
kind of Beefly like this species, Lepidophora? Lepidophora? I'm not an entomologist. A hunchback bee-fly that looks like it's imitating a wasp, basically. In fact, that'll be the whole idea of the line, that it's deceptive and trying to look stronger than it is. I'm gonna combine this with the aesthetics of Victoria-era street punk, a 19th century European ruffian or thug. And the Cutiefly
Okay,
will
I
look like
kinda
a
like
little
that idea.
pickpocketing lad that'll evolve into something dangerous looking like a gang leader. One that looks tougher than it actually is. As you can see,
Not
it's a
bad.
Cutiefly with a crooked nose. He's gotten into street fights, he has angry eyes and scruffy hair, a stripe like a convict, but also a bee-fly. Wiggly, non-majestic legs. God, Cutiefly is cute. Then it's all up to the colors to finalize the look.
Of
Grays and
course.
browns, very Victorian, almost like it's from a golden era cartoon. But honestly, I felt the concept
see
was
that.
once again just a personality shift, so I gave it an old-timey cap made of
Oh.
fur. Ribombee has a scarf, so this hat will become
there
the
you go.
material that becomes the scarf of its evolution. Now it really looks like a little lad selling newspapers on the street or pickpocketing tourists. If you haven't noticed,
see
its
that.
eyes are exclamation marks, because this Cutiefly
Oh,
buzzes loudly.
clever.
Check out Cutiefly, the bee-fly Pokemon, a bug dark type. Cutiefly obnoxiously buzz around, stealing valuable
Ah,
possessions.
and has the
It is
ability
able to
to
sense aura,
pickpocket.
allowing it to find those who hoard the most
Hidden
wealth.
ability.
A swarm of Cutiefly will drown the streets with noise. They're attracted to gold, and their leader commands them to bring back some to their base. Cutiefly will attack using their sharp proboscis. They are seen as a nuisance,
Not
but will
bad.
bring shiny presents to trainers they are close to. They have the abilities Pickup, Shield Dust, and Pickpocket. I think Cutiefly is like in the top 5 cutest Pokemon in existence, so making another one with a little hat is fine
Yeah,
by
I'd
me.
have that
I
on
also
my
like the
team.
color scheme. By the way, if you didn't notice, I am sick, so that's why I'm sounding a little bit nasally. Let's make the
Oh, I
evolve
didn't
form.
notice at
Now we're
all,
starting
man.
off by giving it the long proportions of a hunchback bee-fly, facial patterns like Ribombee, but more sinister eyes. It ain't a fairy, it's an evil bug. So the eyes help showcase this, and it'll take some time for me to understand
Nice.
the kind of hat it should wear. Again, it's not really a hat, but just long fur, like its scarf. Throughout the process,
that's
I'm trying
fine.
my best to give it mutton chops. Once again, actual stripes to make it look like a bee or wasp, but also makes it look like both a criminal and an old-timey cartoon character. I always thought
Yeah, I can see
Ribombee
that.
would fit perfectly in a 30s Disney cartoon,
I mean,
so
I
this
am
guy would
seeing
be the
that. It
villain in
looks
an
good.
animated short. I finally decided to give it a drooping top hat, with antennas sprouting from the bottom. Nothing special about the wings. I like the contrast of the bug being ugly, but having relatively pretty and delicate wings. Same color scheme on its Prevo, but now it looks really complete on this guy. The patches
It does
complete
look
the piece
complete.
too. I love this man. Take a look at Bombeezel, the bee-fly
Oh,
Pokemon, from the
Bombeezel.
family of flies known as Bombolids, or bee-flies, and Bamboozle, since it tricks others. Bombeezel leads a swarm of Cutiefly
Nice.
that collect objects for them. They are enticed by the dust
now
that
it's a
Bombeezel
whole
produces.
foot bigger.
Bombeezel is
Damn.
covered in dust that makes others lightheaded and easier to manipulate. Rain and wind wipes the dust on its body off, so it prefers to stay in the dark. They are very stingy and won't give their underlings the share they deserve,
Oh,
but will
that
devote
kinda
themselves
sucks.
to loved
But it
ones,
makes sense.
sometimes even giving them all the possessions that they've accumulated. They have the abilities Swarm, Shield Dust, and Pickpocket. I'm a big fan of Pokemon
Nice.
with big personalities, and this guy seems like a goon. Very classic
like
cartoon
this.
kind of vibe. I mean, considering the stereotypes, this would definitely fit in a short from 100 years ago.
Oh yeah, no.
Finally,
no
I
doubt
have an
about
idea that I'm surprised we don't already have. When you have a Pokemon based on a tree, why don't we have a regional form that is based on another tree? Okay, we already have Alolan Executor, but I'm talking about another one, Abomasnow. It's a combination of evergreen trees and Yetis, so how about we do a regional
Classic.
form based on Bigfoot and Redwoods, or any other
Ooh,
tall
I
coniferous
like.
tree. I love when the proportions of regional forms are completely different than the original, so I'm gonna make a tall grass ground Abomasnow. Turns out many
what you
countries,
got.
including Spain, have myths of walking hairy hominins. Now there's an ethnic group called the Basques, which can be primarily found in Spain's Basque country, and in Basque mythology, there exists a hairy hominid called the
Whoa.
Basajaun, which are thought to have built stone structures, protected livestock, and taught humanity agriculture. This myth could have been a
Okay.
folk memory inspired by our early human contact
Not
with
bad.
Neanderthals. But what if in the Pokemon world the myth was real, and there was a Paldean Abomasnow in the north who used their ground typing to shape the earth? This way we don't have to
I
wait
could
for
see
another
that.
American-inspired region to create a Sasquatch Pokemon. So we're making a long, calmer Abomasnow. It has a pointier head, a more amicable mustache. He's not fighting for his life in the cold wilderness
so
anymore.
chill.
He's more sophisticated. Its body is covered in sharp leaves, but
Chill,
the
I didn't
non-leafy
even
parts
mean
are
for
made
the
of
ice
thick
bun,
bark.
I'm sorry.
The legs are basically the same, but a bit longer, combining the leafy parts so it's more cohesive and less patchy. When it's uncolored, it really looks like fur, but adding the green really completes the idea.
Oh,
The
yeah,
browns make sense
definitely.
since we know what's under the original Abomasnow's fur, just like Snover has the brown bottom. Here is Abomasnow, the tall tree Pokemon, a grass ground type. In ancient
Huh.
Paldea, the settlers would fear
Wait, could you still call it Abomasnow? Because it's not based on the abominable snowman anymore. Maybe. You know what? I'm gonna leave that to y'all. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think would be a better name for this regional form of Abomasnow. Well, I want to hear what you guys got to say, and I'll well, you know what? If you give me the best, I'll shout it out in the next video, or whenever I see it, because, you know, well, I record these in advance. Moving on.
the sentient trees that they encountered, but one day befriended them, in the process learning how to grow crops in Paldea's harsh lands. It is believed that these mythical trees were in fact Abomasnow. Abomasnow can live for hundreds of years, accumulating knowledge in the process. They plant
Wow.
trees wherever they go, restoring the natural way of the world. They will create tree mazes around their mountainous homes in order to prevent others from encroaching onto their territory. They are rarely seen today. Abomasnow is very gentle and will allow tiny Pokemon to live in between their leaves. They are able to shoot
Oh,
thousands of
that's
sharp
actually
pins
cute.
from their arms with one swipe. They have the abilities Harvest, Grass Pelt, and Soundproof. It really seems like today we're simply making all the regional forms I've wanted to make since the beginning. I hope you guys like them. Perhaps enough to leave a like and subscribe to more videos like these. Make sure
Alright folks, and with that is where we're going to end off today's video. So I want you all to remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And I'll see all of you folks next time when we flick on. And link to the original video will be in the description below. So remember to support the original creator and all he does. So, this is Fox, signing out. Peace out.